Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Witham teachers. I'm delighted to have the honour, the responsibility, the duty to inform you about flipped classroom and flipped learning, something which some of you might have heard before, and for those of you who haven't, this is really just a short introduction into flipped learning, something which I have been trialling and looking into quite a bit recently. One thing you will need to make sure that you've got is a pen and a piece of paper ready to use at the end of this video, because there will be a short quiz which you will need to complete and bring to the CPD on Tuesday. So first of all, the basic principle of a flipped classroom or flipped learning is essentially what was traditionally done in the class is now being done at home, which is allowing for more time for individual, focused, guided work to be done in the classroom. The learning at home, as you see the second bullet point here, is done by watching a short video about the topic or the skill area. So essentially it's taking out the content, the teaching of the content from the classroom and putting more into the hands of the students, which is going to give you more time, as said here, to focus on individual either problems or skills, or more guided work to be done. And this method also relies on some good quality summative and formative assessment methods, so it's not really just a case of choosing a lesson out at random. It's got to be based on areas where you think your students are or need support with. And like I say here, or as it says, it's not that simple. It's not just a case of filming something and then getting the students to watch it. There's no magic bullet. It does take hard work. It does take quite a long time to get things going, and as ever with teaching, there's not just one simple answer. This guy, Chris Faulkner, says, while I'm glad many educators seem to be jumping on board with this model, my concerns are that some teachers may simply transfer their lessons to video and then have their students answer exams or fill out worksheets during class. To me, that is bad pedagogy. However, if significant learning opportunities are capitalised on during class time, this could truly change learning and solve the problem, at least temporarily, of engaging students with material outside of the classroom. So I think that's something which a lot of us are concerned about, that students aren't really being engaged outside of the classroom, and there are obviously problems with homework and home learning, so this is just one tool or one way of helping to solve that problem. Again, it's not just a simple answer, it's not just a magic one which will solve all the problems, and it's not a case of just giving children the learning outside of the classroom. There still has got to be a lot of work done in the classroom following this. And there are many ways to flip your classroom. You can do, as I'm doing, record your own videos using some different software which I'll talk about in a bit, but you don't have to. There's lots of things available online. I know, especially for English, there's lots of poetry available online, lots of people who go through the poems and talk about the different techniques being used by poets. So there is a lot. I'm sure for other subjects there will be hundreds, thousands of videos available online. It takes time to plan what parts of your content you want to flip, and not everything fits with flipping. I know, especially in English and our subject, there are things which don't or wouldn't work with flipping, so it will take your sort of good knowledge, good judgment to decide what can be flipped. You can also decide or find out the best way for your students to access the videos. So it could be that you put it onto YouTube, it could be that it's put onto SharePoint, it could be that some of them don't have access to either of this and you can burn it onto a disk, but again, lots of ICT requirements and issues being brought up from that. And also, when the students are watching it, you've got to try to find a way to engage with students in the videos, and so they're not just listening, but they will either complete a quiz or form a discussion, or make some notes, have a big question which they're going to be focusing on during the task as well. So like you're going to be doing, you're going to be completing a quiz. It is also a good assessment tool as well. Some really good resources. This book especially is one which I have read. I've got downloaded my tablet, which only costs about £4 or £5, I think, so it's not much. It's by John Bergman and Aaron Sams, and they're real sort of advocates of flipping the classroom, and it's called Flip Your Classroom. And also Sal Khan from the Khan Academy, who've done a lot of research into the project as well. So really it's giving the students access, or getting them to use technology to have better control of their interactions and better control of their own learning. And with so many students being so technologically savvy nowadays, it is a good way to get into them. So why change? Lots of advantages of changing. As I said, it speaks the language of today's students. Or most students have got phones which have got YouTube or access to the internet on. It helps busy students, so especially those who probably don't have time to complete homework or might miss a lesson and they can catch up, or students who possibly have been ill, so these struggling students possibly. Any students possibly involved in like pantomime or sports and can't access or can't do homework in their own time, this is giving them something which they can just look at like for about 5-10 minutes at their own time and be able to access it. It helps students of all abilities, and the good thing about the video, using a video, is it allows the students to pause and rewind their teacher. So if you do record yourself and you make your own videos, and the student can pause you and watch you as many times as they want. It increases the student-teacher interaction, so they get to talk to you about the video, and you can interact with them as well. They can possibly ask questions, and also it's a real advantage to helping parents as well, because parents might watch the video, it might get them involved, engaged in what their son or daughter is looking at and what they're talking about, and the different learning which is taking place. However, there are some reasons possibly not to flip, so don't just do it because you think it is something which everybody's doing and you should do. Only do it really if you think it will work with your class, and don't do it because you think it's easy, because it's not easy really. It does take time to make the videos, it takes time to find the right videos and to think of ways of then using that and building on it in class as well. So it's not just a quick solve problem. It is something which you're going to have to work hard on. So next steps, things which you could do next. Try and make a commitment to change. Have a go at thinking, well, I'm going to choose one lesson which I'm going to have a go at flipping. Have a look into flipping as well. Do a bit of research, especially the book which I read was very good. It's based on 2 scientists. Have a look at why they say the positives. Also, lots of people who think that there are lots of negatives around it as well. Have a go at developing your video with a class of your choice. I did my first one with Year 11s, mainly because I knew that they were well, as around exams, and I knew that they would be able to access it, and I gave them time to watch the video and answer questions. And your final step really then is to plan to begin to use it in the summer term if you did want to have a go. So after Easter, see if there's at least one lesson where you could have a go at flipping some of the learning. So it's now quiz time. Time to use your pen and paper, and you need to answer the quiz questions below, and remember to bring your answers with you to the CPD session on Tuesday. So question number 1, what is the basic principle of flipped classrooms? Question 2, what are Chris Faulkner's concerns? Question 3, what could students do whilst watching the video? Question 4, list 3 advantages of flipped learning. Question 5, what are 2 reasons for not flipping? And an extension task to really challenge you. Can you think of any other advantages or disadvantages to flipped learning? Now obviously, because you're watching this on video, you've got time to pause this, to go back, to find the relevant places on this video where the answers will be. So something which students will be able to do as well, based on the content that you've been teaching them. I hope you found this useful. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday afternoon, and we'll do a bit more flipping. Thank you very much.